Okay, so from what people have been telling me, it's actually really important to kind of stick with one dragon when you date. So hopefully I haven't screwed that up too badly. I met with Anna and Nadine the first time, and then I met with Bryce just now, so I have a chance to go again. So I'm going to go with either Anna or Nadine since those are the ones that I met in the first place. So I have to make a choice between them here. Either Anna or Nadine. I think with Nadine she's nice and she's cute, and I wouldn't mind dating her. Like, I feel like she is more like date material. But I was thinking about it, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here in Dragon World, so I don't know if I should really start like a relationship with one of these dragons, you know? I have to just kind of go on a fling, and honestly, I think Anna is better for that sort of fling. Not only that, but I have a weakness for mean girls. I love, I don't know what it is. It's like, it hurts my soul to try to be with them, but I, at the same time, enjoy it. So we're gonna have to go with Anna. And just on time. Now where's she? Hello? What's this? Looks like a message. Something came up at the last second. Wait for me. It shouldn't be too long. Anna. I guess at the last second is meant in a literal sense here, or else she could have just called me. Guess we're playing the waiting game then. Okay, it's been like an hour and my patience is slowly but surely running out. I'll wait for her. I already waited this long, so I guess I can wait a little longer. I'm not sure who the world record holder for the most patient person is, but now I feel like a contender. Still no sign of her, though. Should I get into her lab? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna score myself some sweet lab equipment. It's the least she can do for making me wait. Or maybe I'll just wait inside. Standing around here is getting rather tedious. Pushing the door does nothing. Neither does pulling. Guess I'm out of options here. Hey, what's this? At the bottom of the door, the corner of an envelope was noticeably sticking out. Let's take it. Pulling at the corner, I was now holding the envelope in my hands. Well, I gotta pass the time somehow, right? Let's see. Dear Anna, appointments for the next month, treatment plan, Dr. Valledo. I probably shouldn't be looking at this. Quickly, I put the letter back in the envelope and pushed it through the gap in the door. You looked at Anna's envelope. What are you looking at? Your beautiful door. Where have you been all this time? Reading comprehension must not be your strong suit, because my note clearly said I'll be back soon. Note to self, the word soon now refers to a time span over 2 hours when waiting for a scheduled appointment. Has it really been that long? It certainly didn't feel like it. Alright, sorry for making you wait. She's busy, I'll forgive her. Losing track of time happens to the best of us. Happens to me all the time. I guess we missed our movie. Can't we see the late screening or something? That was the late screening. Theater's closed now. Maybe we should reschedule. That won't work, at least not for me. Today was the only day I could leave early. I won't have another chance anytime soon. So what do we do now? Well, we could always go back to my place. Maybe the coffee place is still open. I don't know. I guess that's better than nothing. Closed as well. That's just peachy. Why do you keep working so late anyway? Because what I'm doing is important. I understand wanting to see things go through to completion. How long have you been working on your current project? Not long enough to finish it. That's not good. You're gonna burn yourself out. So what? Is your work really worth jeopardizing your health over? You're not going to help anyone if you're dead. If I don't finish this, no one else will. No one else can. Besides, I was only late today because I got your stupid blood work ready. You have the test results? Yeah. Want to know what I have to say about them? Definitely. Okay, how much do you know about genetics? A little, I guess. Don't worry, I'll put it in words that are easy for you to understand. To start off, I found that on average, about 90% of your genes are homologous to our species' genes. Homologous? Or whatever. That may seem like a lot, but to put it into perspective, about 50% of your DNA is also shared with fruit. To further elaborate, you and your human neighbor back home are probably around 99.9% genetically similar. If you compared the various sentient species we have here to each other, they would be around 95 to 97% similar. As for what exactly all of this tells us, although a match of 90% sounds like a lot, it's not as much as you might think. Still, for two different beings from different worlds, that's quite remarkable. Beyond DNA, the biggest similarity between us is the brain structure, but that's not surprising, considering our high-level cognitive abilities. That'll surprise Maverick. What do you mean? He doesn't seem to like humans very much. I'm sure he'll be displeased to know how similar we are. Oh, he doesn't like anyone, really. He's just like me in that way. I wonder how she knows Maverick. Yeah, you two would make a great couple. You're a little late for that. I'm already his ex-girlfriend. Oh, I guess that answers that question. Really? How did that go? Not how you might think. It actually went pretty well. For a while, at least. But in the end, we got too absorbed in our jobs until we realized we had drifted apart too much and agreed it would just be better if we broke up. Anna, as much as I like talking about your exes, we're like in an alley. Can we like go somewhere else? This is weird. I still respect him for the work he does. I mean, we even used to solve crimes together. I'd be in the lab running tests and he'd be out in the field chasing after the perps. Those were good times. I guess nowadays he just chases after me. What? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. But if you know him, maybe you can help me out. I certainly can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on. Okay, but this is just between us, alright? Sure, whatever. Maverick is convinced that I'm the accomplice of a crime. He made it a point to tell me that he's searching for proof to legally arrest me, or worse. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Really? It's nothing. He can't find proof if any doesn't exist. Still, it doesn't feel nice to be threatened and stalked, especially by someone like him. That's just him. He gets way too into it once he sets its sights on something. I noticed. It's his job. What do you expect? I wish he'd just leave me alone. He wasn't always like this, you know. A couple of years ago, he was assigned to this one case. He was still relatively new on the force, young and eager to help. Then reality came crashing down on him. There's a serial killer who shook up the whole town. The victims were apparently eaten. We later found out that the killer's actions were the result of a degenerative disease, which brought his feral nature to the foreground. At that point, he was just a wild animal, turned into a cannibal that hunted under the shadow of night. Everyone in town was up in arms, terrified that they'd be next. The police did everything they could. A curfew was instated and patrols guarded the streets at night. And then they found him munching on his fifth victim. Poor little Maverick was not prepared for what he would find. Stand back, Maverick. I'll handle this. Miles? It was his brother. Step away from the body, Miles. Miles couldn't comprehend their words, and only saw rivals who wanted to take away his prey. And he wasn't about to just let go of it without a fight. Miles raised his head from his kill, blood dripping from his maw. The officer's breaths were smothered by the deathly silence of the night. Fangs bared, the feral dragon snarled and stood in front of his meal, prepared to protect it from the two who intruded upon his territory. Whatever this is, Miles, it's over. Don't make it worse now. In an instant, Miles was upon Bryce. They clashed in a flurry of teeth and claws. Miles had the advantage with his small frame and quick movements, and Bryce could not get a clear hit on him. It all happened so fast that Maverick didn't know what to do. They rolled on the ground and Bryce ended up on his back, as helpless as a turtle. Miles pinned him and clamped his jaws around his neck. Bryce's claws were the only thing preventing Miles from biting down, and they were slipping, slick with blood and quivering with fatigue, as he tried to push him off. For a brief moment, Bryce thought he'd meet his end, when the jaws suddenly relaxed and he was able to dislodge them. When he looked up, he saw that Maverick had managed to get Miles from behind. He bit through his brother's neck from above. Blood flowed down Maverick's jaws over Miles' lifeless body. Bryce had been saved, but the young dragon wore a wide-eyed, empty stare. Maverick blamed himself for not taking better care of his brother. He knew Miles had problems and he was taking medication for it, but he wished he could have done more to help him. The medication wasn't the right one, by the way. Maverick takes solace in the fact that he was able to save Bryce, but he's never been the same since that incident. Now he scrutinizes everyone and everything. I'm not sure how that's supposed to help me. It doesn't, but now you know why he is how he is. It's not unusual for him to act like this, so you might just have to wait it out. Anyway, let's get back to your test results. Since you were so interested, did you want a copy of them? Yeah, I appreciate that. No problem. I heard you also wanted Rez's blood. Of course, I invited him over too, but that was before you arrived here. And I thought what we had was special. Oh, it is. Reza was too stuck up to agree to anything. He wouldn't even participate in an exhilarating round of trivia board games? Not even that, can you believe it? I can almost see the sarcasm dripping from your mouth. Still, it's kind of a shame. It would have been interesting to compare your blood to his. What a shame indeed. Let's just enjoy a romantic date in the back alley of a coffee shop. Of course. Unless you want to take this someplace else. What, you don't like hanging around dirty back alleys? I prefer someplace inside. Hey, I bet you've never had a date in an alley before. No, I haven't. Not sure I ever wanted to. Where's your sense of adventure? Oh, hang on. There it is. Yes, I can feel the adventure kicking in. I'm getting kinda hungry. I figured we'd have a meal on our date. What, you can't go a few hours without having to stuff your face? I could offer you a handful of dirt, if that's to your taste, Cothrix. I already have my own dirt. Sorry, but I already have my own dirt. Oh, really? What kind of dirt would that be? Only the finest government-funded dirt from Tatsu Park. Your filthy back alley stuff has nothing on this. You win this round. Either way, a side dish would be nice. I know this one place that never closes. Let's go there. Sure. Why didn't we go there to begin with? After several minutes of walking, Anna led me to the outskirts of town. On one side, fields stretched out toward the horizon, and on the other were lush, green hills with fenced populations of animals. What kind of restaurant is this supposed to be? Self-serve. You're a bad girl, Anna. I know. How well can you hunt? Me? Even if I knew how, it's not like I have any equipment here. Equipment? What a sissy. You've got hands and teeth. What more do you need? A long-ranged weapon, maybe? Like fire? I suppose even you could make use of that. Alright, since I'm apparently the only one capable of acquiring food, I'll be right back. And I walked over to a fenced enclosure of animals that reminded me of sheep. She crouched and squeezed herself through the bars, after which I lost sight of her. Waiting game 2.0, start. Only took a couple of minutes for her to return, dragging one of the animals behind her with the now bloodied jaws and hands. Oh, Anna! I like you quite a bit. Dinner's ready. What kind of animal is this? It's called a mouflon. Anyway, do you have a part you'd prefer? See how nice I am? I even let you choose first. Full rump. Anything will do. Okay. Using one of her claws, she skinned the dead mouflon and divided it into various pieces. Do you like yours grilled or raw? Grilled? Unless prepared properly, raw meat carries a significant risk of diseases for us. How inept can your species even be? You can't hunt on your own, and you need tools to help at every step. You don't even have claws to cut things up. I'm not sure how you could ever survive in the wild. Seriously, what god did you piss off to end up like this? And then he was made in God's image. Evolution. I guess after millions of years of evolution, nature decided that we didn't need those abilities anymore. Instead, we got very articulate hands and arms and our upright stance. Those let us do many other things. Like what? Who builds everything in your society? Who's responsible for the delicate tasks like assembling electronics, manufacturing, or cooking and bartending? That's mostly us, the runners. We've got proper hands after all. Now, compare your arms to mine. Ours are much longer and have way more mobility. Especially our fingers. They have an incredible amount of articulation. The difference between you and me is about as big as the difference between you and another of your species. Just imagine what we could do with our advantages. Oh, you think you can school me? Sure can. Don't get cocky. We've overcome the limitations of individual species with all of our technology. Actually, we have technology back home that is far superior to yours. I'd love to see it, though we've already gathered plenty of information on your tech from the databases contained in the PDA. What will you do when we catch up? If you get there, we'll see. She opened her maw wide before a liquid shot from both corners of her mouth and onto the ground below the parts of the mouflon she had repaired. After a few seconds, the liquid burst into flames, heating up our dinner. That's a neat trick. I bet you wish you could do that, huh? That'd be wicked cool. Right? That comes in handy. How does that work anyway? Don't you ever burn your mouth? Not at all. They're actually two different components. They only catch fire when a significant quantity of both is present. Interesting. Oh my god. Anna, I am so glad that I dated you. The flames weakened and grew smaller until they went out, revealing steamy, appetizing pieces of meat. Help yourself. I grabbed a piece, but dropped it as soon as I felt the heat on my fingertips. Ouch, that's still hot. Can't take a little heat, huh? That's too bad. Unaffected by its temperature, she took a piece in her hand, tore a chunk out of it with her teeth, and then started chewing. I guess your scales are a good insulator. Evidently so. How does it taste? Just wonderful. Stolen goods always taste best. I can already picture the old farmer reduced to tears after he discovers one of his precious mouflons is gone. You're a wild one, Anna. Thanks. I could teach you a thing or two. I think it should be cool enough for your sensitive little fingers now. Anna, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch. You are exactly how you need to be. Carefully, I grabbed one of the pieces, which by now had indeed cooled down enough to not burn me anymore, and took a bite. It was a little bland, I had to admit, but not bad for something that was alive less than an hour ago, and prepared in the wild. How do you like your mouflon a la Anna? I feel like a wild animal. Quite different from sitting in an expensive restaurant using their fancy cutlery and napkins, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. How often do you just go out and hunt on your own? Only when necessary, or when I feel like it. I still go to fancy restaurants because I can afford it, but they don't mean much to me. For me, it's all about the experience, and one thing isn't necessarily better than the other. I see your point. This was unusual, but fun. I can see your point. This certainly isn't how I thought this evening would go, but it was pretty fun. Anyways, I'm stuffed. Me too. There's still plenty left over. What are you going to do with it all? You can just leave it here. Maybe the old farmer will help himself to it. Talk about recycling. How nice of us to leave some for him. Yeah, he should pay me for cooking him such a nice meal. We should probably leave before that senile has-been wakes up from his evening nap. Yeah, let's go. Well, that was interesting. Wait a minute, I've got something for you. Here you go, your test results, black and white. Thanks, but did you really need to spend all that extra time getting this done today? I just wanted to get it over with when I had the chance. Maybe you should start thinking about not working so late on a regular basis. It might do you some good, Anna. See, now I wouldn't have said something like that to her. That's going to piss her off. You know, I think you might have a point. Oh, or not. Maybe she likes me now. I haven't been feeling like myself lately. There are various reasons for that, but working too much might be one. Today was kind of fun, so maybe I should make the effort to get out once in a while. Speaking of which, now that our date is officially over, we should talk about your end of the deal. Uh-oh. Of course. There's an opening soon where I can fit you in. I'll call you with all the details. I shall be looking forward to it.